Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today it is a fine evening, and in Eldoret it is raining currently. And as we all know, today it is on 7th of July, the year 2023. Uh, Today being date 7 of July, 7 is a very significant date. 7 of July every year, it is a very significant and very remarkable day in the Kenyan history. That is the day back in the days of 1990, when Kenyans started fighting for multipartyism. Just to give you a recap of what took place in the first so-called SABA SABA, I have a very detailed report on what took place. During the first SABA SABA celebration, there were few members of there were few citizens who came and started agitating for the rights for multipartyism. Basically, we had people like so-called Martin Shikuku, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Kenneth Matiba, Gito Guimanyara, James Orengo, Martin Shikuku, Charles Ropia, and Paul Mwite, Dr. Paul Mwite, Professor Paul Mwite, Raila Odinga, Martin Shikuku, and Jaramogi Oginga Odinga himself. Those were few who were on the side agitating for the repeal of Section 2A of the Constitution, which later allowed the existence of multi-party system of government. Why did these people started this movement of SABA SABA? The government of the day didn't allow SABA SABA to be held at Kamkunji grounds. Remember, even today Raila has held his SABA SABA day in celebration in Kamkunji, and the government of the day by then, 1990, when it was first celebrated, the government did not allow such like a thing to happen, and there was commotion between police and the Protestants under the regime of Moi. In the process, 20 people lost their life and over 1,000 people were arrested due to unlawful assembly at Kamkunji grounds. However, after it, we had after everything was said and done, everything culminated into Moi allowing multi-party system of government, where several political parties were formed, including LDP, Ford Kenya Asili, New Ford Kenya, Ford Asili, NAC, ODM, amongst other political parties, PNU among others, even NAC, National Rainbow Coalition. And even today, we are enjoying the fruits of multipartyism. That's why we can hear of Azimio this side, and the other side we hear of Kenya Kwanza. Under Kenya Kwanza, we have 12 political parties comprising of Kenya Kwanza. Under Azimio, we have I don't know, but almost, I don't know, 50 or 30 political parties who came together to form Azimio coalition. But in the current regime, it is like William Ruto is trying to, through Cleophas Malala, is trying to push for one party system, one party state, one party system, like that of Moi. You know, during the era of Moi, it was, the greeting was this one: you shake one finger. If you are found to doing this, like this was the sign that was used by Kenneth Matiba, Gitubi Manyara, Paul Muite, Raila Odinga, James Orengo, Martin Shikuku, amongst the rest, when they were agitating for at least a party which could keep the current regime into account. All these trials were not inevitable could not be condoned by the current regime, and it led to the loss of life by so-called Martin Shikuku. Remember, Martin Shikuku just died. Election was supposed to be conducted in December 1998, but due to the pressure that Martin Shikuku had diverted into this SABA SABA event and the multipartyism, it costed Martin Shikuku to his death. However, the same 1990, it is where various political leaders emerged, such as Cyrus Jirongo, William Ruto, amongst others, Kalonzo Musyoka, amongst others, who came and formed Youth for KANU. These were young men who had just from the university, who had started improving their political career, and they found this young movement called Youth for KANU, and they could mobilize people towards supporting the re-election of President Daniel Moi by then in the upcoming election of the first multi-party general election conducted in 1998, and so-called President Moi defeated Raila Amolo Odinga and Mwai Kibaki and Kenneth Matiba. Remember, Raila Amolo Odinga was a candidate, Kibaki was a candidate, Kenneth Matiba was a candidate, and Daniel Moi was emerged the winner, the victory. Back to today's SABA SABA. Today you have seen Raila launching the collection of 10 million signatures of Kenyans, registered voters, which will be presented to the IEBC, then later to the Supreme Court, maybe, if they will try to follow the legal ways. But their main aim is to ensure that the current regime is getting out of power. Raila, in his statement, Raila today launched anti-government signature collection at Kamkunji County, where the first SABA SABA was held. The protest was against new tax measures in the Finance Act of 2023. Remember, a lot of Kenyans are suffering Many Kenyans are going through a lot of problems, but the government of the day have decided that, you know what, we are not going to do anything, but we are going to introduce impunitive taxes in order to see how we will run the government of the day. And Ruto has decided that he is not going to borrow money from lending institutions or from other member states, nations, in order to settle the problem that Kenya is experiencing right now. What just I want to tell you is that this economic situation is everywhere, including in America, South Africa. Today I was watching my screen, and there was an MP who came from USA just yesterday, and I was being hosted today at the NTV. This MP, and he's not an MP from Kenya Kwanza Alliance, this MP said that you know what, the high economic situation is currently everywhere, and I think the best thing that can be done here is to just look for any other alternatives on how Kenyans can be relieved from high cost of living, and I know it is possible. Remember, there are so many trees that William Ruto is making out of the country. I don't know if they will bear fruits. According to him, he's saying that they will bear fruits. But if you look at the allocation of the president's trip out of the country and the people that is being accompanied with, and the expenditure of that trip, there is no way you can say that Kenya is broke. Remember, Rigathi Gachagua has been on record stating that the country, they took over the leadership of the country when the country had nothing. Remember, there is no country that can become bankrupt just by virtue of just saying that your country haina pesa. The money is there, but they know where the money is going to. I don't know what you think, but that is my take. Let's see where this Saba Saba, if this Saba Saba of today will bear fruits. And remember, currently as we are speaking, Raila Amolo Odinga just left Kamkunji grounds and is heading to Ruaraka Makadara constituency, Westlands, Langata. And remember, when they will be reaching in Langata, they are targeting Felix Odiwuor the Otuchi, that is Jalango, who was hosted yesterday, but on Wednesday he was hosted alongside the other legislators from ODM who defected to Kenya Kwanza. So I think Raila will use that platform to fight back Jalango, because remember, it is ODM which sponsored him to that position. I don't know what you think, but that is my take. Thank you guys for watching this video up to this moment. I want to congratulate everyone who takes this a minute to watch every single video that I post here. I can't take it for granted. Thank you guys, and have a very nice afternoon.